Chapter 11, 92. Concession. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Central Continent, Spirit Affinity House. Zhao Lianyun might be an otherworldly demon, but she has deep love in her. Feng Jin Huang's mother, Fairy Bai Qing, looked through the window, a very far distance away, focusing on Zhao Lianyun, who was still kneeling in the courtyard. Zhao Lianyun approached Feng Jin Huang and begged her to help save Ma Hongyun. Feng Jin Huang was lost. After asking, she learned about Zhao Lianyun and Ma Hongyun's heart-wrenching story. Zhao Lianyun was begging for help, but regardless of what Feng Jin Huang said, she seemed to be fixated on this. She refused to get up. Feng Jin Huang had no choice but to find her parents for help. Her mother was a rank 7 female immortal of Spirit Affinity House, Bai Qing, while her father was the famous Feng Zhuge. Feng Zhuge walked towards Fairy Bai Qing. He did not look at Zhao Lianyun. Instead, he looked at the sky, saying plainly, "Dear, can't you tell? Zhao Lianyun is guided by some people." Fairy Bai Qing's gaze flashed. "Do you mean Xu Hao and Li Junying? Places with people will have competition for benefits." Spirit Affinity House had its internal conflicts too. Ada, Feng Zhuge was powerful. In the absence of rank 8s, he dominated the 10 great ancient sects. Nobody could rival him. But this did not mean he had no opponents. Competition in this world did not just involve fighting and killing. Xu Hao and Li Junying were Feng Zhuge's main opponents in Spirit Affinity House. The two of them were married too, among which Xu Hao was a wisdom path Gu immortal, while Li Junying was known as the illusory fairy. Her power was extraordinary. In the previous life, when Feng Zhuge died inside the Thieving Heaven True Inheritance's special space, these two immediately exerted pressure on Fairy Bai Qing and had a powerful stance. But afterwards, when Fang Yuan used Spring-Autumn Cicada and ended up saving Feng Zhuge, history was changed. Feng Zhuge's return caused great pressure on Xu Hao and Li Junying. They were at a disadvantage. However, using Zhao Lianyun's influence, the two of them held their ground and were untouchable by even Feng Zhuge inside Spirit Affinity House. Hearing Fairy Bai Qing mention their names, Feng Zhuge admitted, "It is them. This was my mistake. Back then, I sent Xu Hao to complete the mission for the Thieving Heaven True Inheritance. I wanted to push them aside, but to think they actually benefited from it. Huang Er wants to be the next generation fairy. She was originally unmatched, but now Zhao Lianyun appeared. As expected of an otherworldly demon, this woman is very intelligent and has a different perspective on many matters. Yet she can get to the point and succeed in her unique methods. She is truly worthy of being Huang Er's opponent." This time, Zhao Lianyun is kneeling and begging for help. Xu Hao probably instigated this. Zhao Lianyun wants to save her lover. She has to fight for the position of fairy. That way she would have enough authority to use Spirit Affinity House's power. If Huang Er gives in to her, she would give up being the fairy. But if she rejects her, it would breed trouble. Feng Zhuge analyzed deeply. He easily exposed Xu Hao's schemes. He was a sound path Gu immortal, but he had incredible wits. He had a keen perception towards these internal conflicts. Fairy Bai Qing rolled her eyes, saying playfully, "Dear, why would I not understand these? Our Spirit Affinity House's signature, immortal Gu, is love. Our sect values moving people through love. Xu Hao asked Zhao Lianyun to do this. He probably does not expect her to succeed. But after Zhao Lianyun is rejected by Huang Er, others would sympathize with her." "Ha ha ha, my dear. You are so smart, I was unduly worried," Feng Zhuge laughed. Xu Hao was trying so desperately to make Zhao Lianyun win and defeat Feng Jin Huang and become the fairy of Spirit Affinity House. That way he could use Zhao Lianyun's power to ally with others and oppose Feng Zhuge together. Xu Hao had a good plan. All along, Zhao Lianyun's identity as an otherworldly demon was her biggest obstacle in becoming Spirit Affinity House's fairy, because people were more willing to believe in those who originated from a similar background. Zhao Lianyun, who came from another world, was ostracized and guarded against. But after this matter, Zhao Lianyun's image in Spirit Affinity House would completely transform in the eyes of everyone. Even though Zhao Lianyun was an otherworldly demon, she loved a man of the Gu world. For this man, she fought for the position of fairy. She was not a vicious or ambitious person. She was really pitiful. Nobody was helping her. Her lover was in Northern Plains. He might die any time. These lovebirds might never get together again. This time, Xu Hao made a good plan. No matter what decision Huang Er makes, she would still lose. In fact, to compete for the position of fairy, she has to reject Zhao Lianyun. Feng Zhuge said plainly. Then we let her continue kneeling here? Fairy Bai Qing asked. Feng Zhuge smiled. No worries, she won't stay here for long. This is just a show. But Fairy Bai Qing shook her head. I do not agree with this. Did you not see Zhao Lianyun's eyes? She is so determined and resolute. She is in deep agony. Do you think Xu Hao would tell her about the truth? At this moment, Zhao Lianyun probably thinks that her only hope in saving her lover lies in Huang Er giving up this contest. She will definitely not give up. She will continue kneeling. Feng Zhuge did not speak. He looked at the sky. He still paid no attention to Zhao Lianyun. Feng Zhuge was a little regretful now. If he had known this, he would not have bought Zhao Lianyun back in the Northern Plains auction. Right now, she was Feng Jin Huang's greatest obstacle. Parents in this world still had the same wishes. They wanted their sons or daughters to succeed in life. Even Feng Zhuge, with rank 8 battle strength, was no exception from this. Even your mother pities Zhao Lianyun. Oh Huang Er, we will not advise you this time. How will you deal with this? Feng Zhuge was secretly anticipating as he waited. On the road to Lake Heart Mountain, Qin Wan kicked a rock along the path angrily. This Zhao Lianyun is so annoying. Is this how you beg someone? She wants you to give up the contest for the position of fairy. She has the nerves to say that. She is really shameless. But she really has no choice. She already explained that this is for the sake of her lover, Sun Yao mumbled. Yes, but even so, she cannot do this. Kneeling on the ground, refusing to get up. Does she want us to beg her to get up? Seriously, oh, I am so angry. She even caused senior sister's home to be surrounded by spectators, causing you to be unable to go home and have to roam out here. Qin Huan stomped, going crazy. However, she is really pitiful. I did not feel that last time, but hearing her words, I find that Zhao Lianyun is really kind too. Sun Yao shook her head. Hey, whose side are you on? You are speaking up for Zhao Lianyun. Qin Huan was furious as she pointed at Sun Yao. Senior sister is the most qualified person to be Spirit Affinity House's fairy. Zhao Lianyun is an outsider. How can she? And you, Sun Yao, correct your attitude. Did you forget about how senior sister has been taking care of us all along? You actually said such words. Are you repaying kindness with enmity? No, I have no such intentions. I just think that she is pitiful. No matter what decision senior sister makes, I will support her. Sun Yao waved her hand, explaining. Qin Huan calmed down a little. She started worrying for Feng Jin Huang. Senior sister must be troubled now. This Zhao Lianyun really posed a good problem. If we agree to her demand, we will give up the position of fairy. But if we don't, people will say that senior sister is heartless, and people will sympathize for Zhao Lianyun and acknowledge her. Most importantly, the contest for fairy is not just decided by our seniors. It also considers the view of our generation's disciples. Every generation's fairy and Spirit Affinity House has to be acknowledged by everyone. Walking in front, Feng Jin Huang suddenly laughed lightly to herself. She stopped walking. Qin Wan and Sun Yao realized that they were at the mountain slope that they usually went to. Feng Jin Huang stood on the slope, raising her head as she looked at the stars in the sky. Next, she spoke. I will not concede. Her tone was plain, but Sun Yao and Qin Wan could hear her unwavering determination. Feng Jin Huang's clear eyes reflected the light of the stars in the sky. Winds of the night blew, caressing her face as her hair fluttered in the sky. She continued, even though Zhao Lianyun is pitiful, the title of the next generation fairy is my goal. This is the path that I have decided on. I will not change it for the sake of others. Northern Plains, Langya, blessed land, Fang Yun was inside his own dream realm. Inside Qingmao Mountain again. In Guyue village, a young Fang Yun was standing in front of Guyue clan leader. Hey, you want me to give in to Fang Zheng tomorrow on purpose? And lose to him? Fang Yuan stared with wide-open eyes, growling. Gu Yue clan leader sighed. Fang Wen, I understand that this is not your fault. Fang Zhong was the instigator. But you need to understand, he has been living under your shadow, unable to get free. He challenged you because his heart's inner desires are leading him to oppose you, to defeat you and break free from his childhood trauma and obtain the heart of an expert. Fang Yuan lowered his head, gritting his teeth. Clan leader, since you looked for me in secret, that means I have the strength to defeat him. That's right. You took a debt and pawned all of your assets just to luckily succeed in refining that goo. This greatly raised your battle strength. But Fang Zhong has a great aptitude. He is taught by several elders. He has quite the skill. He just lacks some experience, Gu Yue clan elder said. A great aptitude, hehe. Fang Yuan raised his head and looked at Gu Yue clan leader, smiling in a mocking manner. Your decision is? Gu Yue clan leader was expressionless, looking down at Fang Yuan imposingly. Fang Yuan turned around and walked away. His figure faded into the shadows. He left with one sentence. I'll do it. Gu Yue clan leader did not speak. His gaze became dark as he muttered to himself. He conceded so easily, he must have other ideas. To play it safe, I should preemptively weaken him first.